All right. And then on the regulatory front, true or false, continuous manufacturing environments may face regulatory hurdles due to novel workflows.
False. We have now a strong regulatory support. Both the FDA and MEA have done tremendous efforts to push continuous processing. There's a supportive US legislation. There's the ICH guideline Q13 on continuous manufacturing that's both approved by the FDA and MEA. And also just more recently this year in January, the updated ICH Q9 guideline on quality risk management, which now includes also considerations for continuous processing. So no, definitely the regulatory authorities push towards an implementation. Where it's not so sure is talking to late stage people how to then present the data sufficiently well so that the regulatory authorities accept these new approaches. You know, what is your batch, you know, the definition of a batch, or how do you control, what are your control strategies? That's what I hear some pushback, especially people from regulatory folks in companies and quality folks.
Yeah, that's encouraging to hear. I mean, it surprises me a little bit. I anticipated that there would be, you know, a little bit more gray area or questions from the regulatory side. So it's encouraging to hear that that you say that's false.
I even talked to a company recently. They develop all their new molecules in the continuous platform. So no fed batch anymore. So that shows that they feel ready for it to make that leap.
All right. So one more question for the audience. With the benefit of today's conversation, if we could have that fourth polling question, Heather, with the benefit of today's conversation still fresh in your mind, clunky as the conversation may have started, where do you fall now? Team fed batch or team continuous? Make a selection there, and we'll compare that with the question that we asked at the beginning. But to wrap things up, David, while the audience is taking a look at that polling question, where do you see it going from here? We talked about, you know, it appears as though there's a ton of interest. The first time we asked this question, team continuous was the leader, I think, by about 10%. Yet adoption kind of lags behind that interest and engagement in continuous. Where do you see things going from here, David? And maybe speculate a little bit on the, I guess, the pace at which we might see more continuous adoption.
I think many big companies are pushing towards an end-to-end continuous approach. Several big companies have already done that or are in the process of doing that. What I also think will be happening is certain companies will go for a hybrid approach. Maybe some molecules stay on the fed batch platform for complexity reasons or simplicity reasons. Or companies, instead of going end-to-end continuous, they start with certain unit operations. For instance, just doing the perfusion and then do the purification in a traditional batch mode. So that's a second group of companies I see that they say, well, let's just focus on the most promising unit operations and keep the simplicity of others. And on top of that, there is definitely a push towards more digitization. Digital twins, that's the big word. Modeling, real-time control, definitely. The more we move or we push towards that direction and companies are showing case studies, more people will follow.
Yeah. Very good. All right, let's take a look at the results of the last polling question here. Oh, see, continuous charged ahead. In the wake of the conversation, David, we've created converts. Does that surprise you at all? I mean, as I stated, I mean the adoption doesn't quite match the eagerness.
No, it doesn't surprise me, and it's also backed up by recent surveys where people have this intention and people see the advantage, the cost saving, for instance. But when you need to start, and that's for my own experience, when I was was back at Merck Serono in Switzerland. It took a lot of PhD students and master projects to get continuous processing running. So it's not that simple. And I think people underestimate that.
Yeah. Well, David, we're out of time for today, and I want to express my profound appreciation for you sticking it out with us. I know we got off to a rough start on this one. Like I said, it's live TV, and I want to express the same profound appreciation to our audience for sticking it out with us. We entertained a lot of great questions, and you put up with my not so great true false statement. So thank you for joining us. If we didn't get to your question, we'll try to follow up with you post show. This show is going to be available to watch on demand. We'll probably clean it up a little bit, but it's going to be available. It's going to be available on demand to share with your colleagues probably within a day or so. But again, thank you. Thank you for joining us. David, thank you for coming on and sharing your expertise and experience with us.
Thank you so much, Matt, for having us. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate it as well. We'll get back to you and have you on another show again. And speaking of another show, the Bioprocess Online Live May event is going to be on the 20th of May at 11 a.m. And on that one, my colleague Tyler Menichello will bring Bioprocess Online Live back for a discussion on the challenges and considerations for purifying multi-specific molecules, featuring AbbVie principal scientist Jean Ren and Somatech founder, president, and CEO Mark Fitcham. So mark your calendars for that. That's May 20th at 11 a.m. We'll see you there. In the meantime, share today's recording with your colleagues and have a great week.